5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey! Oh, so far in the coast strip. Fire! Quick fire!
3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Liftoff of the 25th Space Shuttle mission, and it has cleared the tower.
Engines at 65%, 3 engines running normally, 3 good fuel cells, 3 good APUs. 1 minute 15 seconds, velocity 2,900 feet per second, altitude 9 nautical miles, downrange distance 7 nautical miles.
I do not say that we should or will go unprotected against the hostile misuse of space any more than we go unprotected against the hostile use of land or sea. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Houston, we've had a problem. We've had a main beam unrunnable.
And therefore, as we set sail, we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and dangerous and greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked.
On January the 27th, 1967, Edward White, Roger Chaffee, and Gus Grissom were the crew of the Apollo 1 fire, a tragedy that revealed just how dangerous human spaceflight can be. On January the 28th, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster will serve as another stark reminder. From the very beginning, exploration has carried risks. Today, that challenge continues, whether it be astronauts traveling to the International Space Station or preparing to return to the moon. Every mission depends on precision, preparation, and constant monitoring. At the NASA Johnson Space Center, located in Houston, Texas, teams work behind the scenes to make that possible. They track every system, every movement, and every moment. Because in space, even the smallest issues can become critical. Our team, the Immersive Experience Laboratory, in collaboration with Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, explores how we can integrate immersive technologies and AI. We set out to tackle a fundamental challenge that traditional design documentation provides limited support for capturing the complexity of user needs, operational context, and design rationale in mission-critical space operations. To provide an alternative and immersive solution, we set out to build a proof of concept, one that uses storytelling, virtual reality, and AI to enhance communication and decision-making within a virtual reality representation of the Mission Control Center. To better understand the risks astronauts face and how teams prepare them, here's Salvador.
Design for high-risk environments like human spaceflight requires a human-centered approach, one that prioritizes clarity, usability, and meaningful interaction under pressure. This project was revolved around this reality, and I'm proud to show it to you now. A simulation designed to support decision-making in high-risk environments, like mission control. Building something like this starts with understanding the people behind it. To do this, we conducted professional interviews across multiple people from mission control-related fields. From a broad outreach effort, 15 individuals were interviewed. All these sessions were conducted virtually. These sessions lasted around 45 minutes to an hour. These findings became the foundation for both design decisions and system intelligence. To validate those decisions, user testing was conducted. A structured protocol guided participants through the experience, evaluating usability, clarity, and system accuracy. Their feedback was instrumental in refining the system. The result is a design grounded in real-world behavior and built to perform under pressure. Now, back to Chawan.
The core part of this project relies on the AI agent. OpenAI Whisper model is used to convert the user's question into text. Next, the question is passed into our AWS server that stores a retrieval augmented generational framework acting as our knowledge source. The program searches through the database and finds relevant information related to the user's question. There's a series of hard-coded prompts that are passed alongside the relevant information and the user's questions to OpenAI's nano model to generate a response based on the user's question. Finally, ELEVEN's Lab's voice model is used to convert the AI's answer in text into speech. Throughout the countless interviews, we found two main topics: the rules of human spaceflight and the foundations of flight operations. The rules of human spaceflight are as follows: the safety of the crew, the safety of the vehicle, and the success of the mission. The foundation of flight operation rules are as follows, but not limited: to instill within ourselves these qualities essential to professional excellence. To always be aware that, suddenly and unexpectedly, we may find ourselves in a role where our performance has ultimate consequences. To recognize that the greatest error is not to have tried and failed, but that in the trying, we do not give it our best effort. These rules are embedded as prompts passed into the AI, acting as the core belief, where every response, it takes into account the rules of human spaceflight and the foundations of flight operations. To walk you through the back end, here's Will.
The system we created here at IXL is to create reliable and real-time guidance for our user using cloud infrastructure and intelligent retrieval. At its core, we used AWS Cloud Services, a fast API backend for retrieval, and a retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, system. The reason for this is so that we can have real mission control training materials, interviews, and other forms of research we developed throughout this project to give the most reliable and true information possible. When a user asks a question, the system retrieves the most relevant information and uses it to produce accurate, context-aware responses. This ensures the experience reflects real-world practices and not just general knowledge. For our proof of concept to feel real, it needs the right tools.
Using NASA's 3D walkthrough that is publicly available on the website, the layout of the workstations were established early within the Unity scene. Using Unity tools such as Pro Builder, the desk and other furniture pieces were mounted directly within the Unity environment. Another major part of the design involved recreating the screen displays themed throughout the MCC using NASA's 3D walkthrough as a reference. Using online references and with the assistance of AI image generation, those visuals were recreated and applied as textures to the monitors and large displays in the Unity environment. Throughout the environment are previous mission badges displayed on the walls. The badges were sourced directly from NASA's image gallery. In our interviews, we learned the importance of previous missions as they reflect NASA's core values. Overall, the level design played an important part of the project, focusing on the immersive mission control environment, focusing on layout design, screen visuals, lighting, and official NASA images.
Alongside the level design, there is the implementation of both the desktop and the virtual reality tool. In the desktop, you can move around the Mission Control Center and see the various conditions, mission emblems, and the main screen at the front of the room. For the virtual reality tool, we use the MetaQuest 3 headset and Unity to combine both the AI agent and the environment together. The user can move around the Mission Control Center by pointing with the controllers and teleporting to that location. Inside of the virtual reality tool, the user can unmute and begin to talk with the AI. What does the flight director do?
The flight director is the authority in mission control, making high-stakes decisions that prioritize crew safety, vehicle integrity, and mission success, while directing the team, integrating data, and resolving conflicts.
These are the main things about our methodologies and implementation, but the things that drive our design rationale was our measurements of success. To talk about that, here's Avery.
Throughout the prototype and user testing, we have focused on 3 questions for our measure of success.
How might we define our project's goal while appealing to user needs? It needed to help users understand why mission control operates the way it does, how decisions are made under pressure, and how communication supports safety in the missions. If users left the simulation with a stronger understanding of these systems, then the prototype is serving its educational purpose. Does the visual environment accurately communicate key mission control details that users recognize from real operational settings? Since participants could not use VR during testing, we presented the environment through guided walkthroughs. Success meant that the users could identify familiar elements with the overall environment aligned with their expectations. Do the AI responses provide answers that users recognize as understandable, relevant, and operationally accurate and credible? To test this, we had our participants submit their questions through the Teams chat. We entered those questions into the AI system so that we could hear the responses in real time. Success was measured by whether the answers matched their professional expectations, especially those for both general mission control concepts and role-specific scenarios.
Participants repeatedly described the mission control simulation as highly recognizable, noting that details such as mission patches, console spacing, display layouts, and even smaller objects like printers and station materials closely aligned with what they were familiar with from real operational settings.
At the same time, our users identified where the environment can improve, such as adding clearer console identifiers, more console-specific tools, and additional workstation characteristics tied to individual flight control positions. Regarding the AI system, our participants consistently described the system as capable of giving useful summaries and correctly identifying major operational roles.
Now, back to Chalwin.
One of the most important lessons we have learned is the importance of communication. This project required a series of skills, backgrounds, and conducting multiple interviews with various subject matter experts. This helped us to ensure that we remain unbiased and that we fully learn about mission control. This ensures that we reduce bias within our AI model and database and create a concise AI agent for mission control and APL. Finally, the most important lesson throughout this project is gratitude. We give special thanks to our sponsors and mentors at APL, Jackson Murray and Wade Lewis. Without their help, we could not do this project. We also thank all subject matter experts from NASA who took the time out of their days to work with us, ensuring that we could build a fully accurate environment and responses for the AI agent. We love learning about their roles and crafting a story about mission control. We hope that this project shows ways to combine new emerging technologies and storytelling for future NASA space operations. In all of our hearts, we truly love working on this project. We wish the best for NASA's next step to take humanity on the most dangerous, hazardous, and greatest adventure to the moon, Mars, and beyond.
Just stop your crying, it's a sign of the times. Welcome to the final show. I hope you're wearing your best clothes. You can't bribe the door on your way to the sky. You look pretty good down here, but you ain't really good